Hello guys, so welcome to your Python video tutorials. In these short videos I try to explain to you guys how to program in Python. In this video we are going to be looking at the Python standard data types. Now data types are very important in programming language. They help you to store your values and work with or manipulate values in different forms. In Python we have 6 major data types. Now we have number, string, list, tuple, dictionary, and set. Now numbers have integer, float, and complex, like I'm going to be showing you guys. Now here are a group of integers. Integers don't have decimal points, and integers can be very long in Python. So we have 10, 40, and these 4,000. Now when we have also floats in Python, floats are like rational numbers. They have decimal points on them. So we have different forms of writing decimal points. For example, here is 40 times 10 to the negative 5, and here is 40 times 10 to the 2. So these are where we call standard notations, and you can write floats in standard notation using E. Now we have complex numbers in Python. For example, here is 0i and 5j. Remember, you don't use the I. This is the real part, this is the imaginary part. You only attach j to the imaginary part when you're dealing with it in Python. So these are complex numbers. So now if we print A, B, C, D, you can see we have integers. Now if we print E, F, G, H, you can see we have floats. As you can see, those standard notations have been converted. For example, this to E 4 to the times 10 to the negative 5, and here we have 4 times 10 squared. So here it has been converted to its normal form. Alright, so here we have the complex. You can see 5j and the rest. Now you can use the type operator to get the type of a value or a variable. Type A, type E, type I. As you can see, there are different types. We had what? We had integer, float, and complex. That's to tell you that whenever you use assign a value to a variable in Python, Python detects the type implicitly. Python knows the type, even though you don't specify the type when creating the variable like you do with languages like C and other languages. Python does it automatically, and Python knows it. Python knows the type. That's why you can't carry out bogus operations with incompatible type. Python will generate an error because implicitly Python knows the type of every object or every variable you assign in Python. Now let's look at some other types. Here is a string. With strings you can have single quotes, you can have double quotes, you can have triple single quote, and you can have triple double quote. These are different ways with which you can write or create your strings. Now the advantage with triple quotes is that you can span multiple lines. Like you see, this moves to the next line. You can't do that with double and single quotes. You can't do that with these two quotes. Now as you can see, we can print the type message. You see, this type gives us string, while as you can see, this type we had, the first one was integer, float, and complex. Now moving forward, all right, now so moving forward, let's see. Now we have another data type called list. As you can see, a list starts with a square bracket and ends with a square bracket, and you have items separated by comma. As you can see, we are using commas. You can have a string, a boolean, a complex. You can even have a list inside. A list can have another list inside. You can have a tuple, and it can have a dictionary. We're going to look at that shortly. And if you say type L1, you can see its type is a list. As you can see, now we can list have what we call index, which starts from 0. So this index 0, index 1, index 2, right up to the end. Now if you want to get the index of an item in a particular index, use the square bracket followed by the index number. So index 2 will be the third item, index 4 will be the 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 will be the fifth item, index 0 will be the first, index 6 will be the seventh item, as you can see. So if I print these items at this particular index, you see them now 3, 6, 1, 4, and 20. If you try to get the position here, you see it matches the index. Remember, index starts from 0, not 1. So index 2 is the third item, not the second item. All right, let's move to tuples. Now tuples are similar to lists, but they start with curved brackets and they end with curved bracket. They can have the same type of items as lists. As you can see, they can have the same items as list. In this case, you see we have all the same stuffs, but we can't add to a tuple. We are going to learn that later. Tuples are immutable. You can add items to a list, but you can't add items to a tuple. Tuple has the same indexing like list, 0, 1, 2, and the rest. As you can see, the first is 0, and you can see I'm getting things from index 1, which is the second, 3, which is the fourth, 0, which is the first, 7, which is the eighth item, and 4, which is the fifth item. You can see I print those items here, similar to list. Now we have dictionaries. Now dictionaries use key value pairs. Now you provide two things. You have a key and you have a value, a key and a value, a key and a value. Now the value can be anything. It can be a tuple, dictionary, complex, but the key must be a immutable type, like number, tuple, and the rest. Now these are like this is a name, as you can see it's a string. Now if you want to get items in a dictionary, you must use this the square bracket with the key. So in this case, we want to get the item whose key is the name, is going to return the manual. We want to get the item whose key is age, we are going to have 35. We want to get the item whose key is 401, we are going to have false. And the last one whose key is favorite, we are going to have a list. As you can see here, I printed those stuffs out. As you can see, Emmanuel 35, false, and a list. Now lastly, we have a set. A set is similar to a dictionary and like a list and a tuple, but the difference with a set is that it can't have duplicate. When you add duplicate, it's going to take away the duplicate, and a set can't have immutable data structures. A set can't have a list, and a set can't have a dictionary. But it can have a tuple because a tuple is immutable. So as you can see, it removes all the duplicate items. Here is the output. All right, there's our video on Python data structures. See you and have a nice day. Thank you.